My fellow Cameroonians, this message comes to you from Dr. Simon Munzu. Today is Monday, the 9th of September 2019. Our country, Cameroon, has known conflict in the northwest and southwest regions for nearly 3 years. In this brief message, I wish to invite you to join a group of Anglophone and Francophone Cameroonians whose members are actively seeking the best way to end the conflict in these two regions. Before I do so, it is important that we first remind ourselves about the true reason behind the present conflict, and second, examine 3 possible approaches to ending the conflict. Yes, we have to end this devastating conflict that should not have been allowed to break out in the first place. If we do not act to stop the war now, it may last for many more years with even more horrendous consequences. Yes, we should end this conflict and stop this war. As citizens, we cannot stand by and do nothing while the southwest and northwest regions endure a 4th year in which over 1 million children and young people are deprived of nursery, primary, secondary, and university education. Men, women, and children continue to hide in forests and bushes without adequate food, medicine, and shelter from the cold and heavy rains. Innocent men, women, and children continue to be killed. Over 500,000 internally displaced persons continue to overburden relatives, friends, and strangers in whose homes they found refuge. Over 30,000 men, women, and children continue to experience the hard life of refugees in Nigeria. Hundreds of Anglophone Cameroonians arrested and detained in relation to the conflict continue to languish in prison, mainly in Yaoundé, most of them without trial. Economic, social, cultural, and religious activities, as well as the delivery of social and administrative services, continue to be severely disrupted. Yes, this senseless, costly, and devastating conflict must end. How did we get here? What is the true reason behind this conflict? The answer is simple. When the 2 territories of the former British Southern Cameroons and the former French Cameroons united on 1st October 1961, each one brought its distinct system of government and its way of doing things into the Union. Each of the 2 territories had its distinct government, House of Assembly, police force, justice system, system of education, and so on. Together, they formed a new country called the Federal Republic of Cameroon, composed of 2 federated states of equal status. It was administered in accordance with the federal system of government. In June 1972, the federal system was abolished and replaced by the unitary system of government. All state power was concentrated in the hands of the President of the Republic and the government in Yaoundé. The President and government began to apply the systems of the former French Cameroon and to extend the grip of its institutions throughout the territory of the former British Southern Cameroons, which they divided into 2 parts, known today respectively as the Northwest and Southwest regions. They dismantled the functional industrial and economic development infrastructure existing in the former British Southern Cameroons, and in some instances, physically moved its assets to the territory of the former French Cameroon. They rendered the former British Southern Cameroons entirely dependent on the former French Cameroon for electricity, water, manufactured products, telecommunications, and transportation by land, sea, and air. Over the decades since 1972, the Francophone system of governance and the Francophone way of doing things have taken over in all domains in the Anglophone regions of Cameroon. The Anglophone territory and people have been dominated, marginalized, oppressed, assimilated, and reduced to second-class citizens in their own country. The independence that they were told they were to achieve by joining the former French Cameroon in 1961 has progressively turned for them into a third colonial experience after those under the Germans and the British. The people of the former British Southern Cameroons reject this trend towards a new colonization by the former French Cameroon. They have resisted it all along. This is the root cause of the conflict that turned into a war in the two English-speaking regions of Cameroon. How then can we end this conflict? There are three possible approaches. There are those who want to end the conflict through assimilation. Assimilationists want to intensify the domination, marginalization, and assimilation of the territory and people of the Northwest and Southwest regions until, in the long run, everything Anglophone in Cameroon disappears. They plan to do this through the type of decentralization that they propose today. Assimilation cannot end the present conflict or resolve the Anglophone problem. Cameroonians of the former British Southern Cameroon's origin, especially those of the younger generations, would no longer accept to be dominated, marginalized, oppressed, and assimilated. They no longer wish to be treated as second-class citizens in their own country. In this crisis, they have shown their determination to resist this trend now and in the future. Next, there are those who want to end the present conflict through separation. Separatists want to end the domination, marginalization, and assimilation of the Northwest and Southwest regions by separating Anglophone Cameroon from Francophone Cameroon. They say that their aim is to restore the independence of the former British Southern Cameroons. Separation also cannot end the present conflict or resolve the Anglophone problem in Cameroon. Obviously, the government of Cameroon, the people of all the 8 Francophone regions of Cameroon, and a good proportion of the people of the 2 Anglophone regions would never agree that Anglophone Cameroon and Francophone Cameroon should separate. Assimilation and separation are extreme positions. In the pursuit of their respective objectives, both rely heavily on the use of armed force, extreme violence, brutality, intimidation of the civilian population, and the massive violation of human rights and international humanitarian law. Finally, there are those who want to end the conflict and stop the war through federation. Federalism recognizes that Cameroon is one country and should so remain. But Federalists believe in the need for the United Cameroon to return to a federal system of government with two specific objectives. First, to resolve the Anglophone problem. And second, to satisfy the quest of all Cameroonians for autonomy of their respective regions. While, as we have seen, assimilation and separation rely heavily on the use of armed force, extreme violence, brutality, intimidation of the civilian population, and the massive violation of human rights and international humanitarian law, federalism relies on the pursuit of justice and peace. It opens the way for all protagonists, the government, assimilationists, separatists, and federalists, and all other national stakeholders to come together and take part in dialogue and negotiation with a view to peacefully ending the conflict and war in the northwest and southwest regions and resolving the Anglophone problem. In 1961, the Federal Republic of Cameroon emerged as a union of two federated states of equal status. In 2019, there is good reason for the new Federal Republic of Cameroon to be a union of more than two federated states. This is a matter for discussion. However, in the new Federal Republic of any number of states, no part of the Anglophone regions and people should be lumped together in the same territorial entity with any part of the Francophone regions and people. To do otherwise would be to perpetuate the Anglophone problem, that is, the domination, marginalization, oppression, and assimilation of the people and territory of the former British Southern Cameroons within such territorial entities. The new Federation's constitution must contain robust, clear, and judicially enforceable provisions that protect the Anglophone regions and people from the prospect of renewed domination, marginalization, oppression, and assimilation, and from second-class status in this country. In the conflict and war now raging in the southwest and northwest regions of Cameroon, the international community is most unlikely to take the side of assimilationists or that of separatists. On many occasions, it has expressed its willingness to engage with all Cameroonian stakeholders to find a just and lasting solution to the Anglophone problem through dialogue and negotiation. In so doing, the international community clearly leans towards the Federalist approach to solving the Anglophone problem and ending the war in the two English-speaking regions of Cameroon. The success of the Federalist approach to ending the conflict and stopping the war depends on our common action. Think of the millions of Cameroonians in Cameroon, Africa, Europe, North America, and the rest of the world who believe strongly in federalism. You listening to me now are probably one of them. We should come together in a worldwide community to pursue and achieve the federalist aspirations of the Cameroonian people. As federalists, let's serve our country and save it from the throes of assimilation and separation. It does not matter whether we are male or female, old or young, Anglophone or Francophone, from the north, south, east or west, Christian or Muslim, supporter of the government or of the opposition, or whether we live in Cameroon or in the diaspora. We should no longer content ourselves with being passive observers who follow endless debates on television or on social media, or viewers, readers, or likers of multitudes of videos, audios, and writings on the situation in Cameroon. Let's take action now. Let's go to Facebook to search and join the group, The Federal Solution. Let's subscribe to the Federal Solution channel on YouTube. Please share this message with all your contacts on all your social media platforms. God bless Cameroon. This has been Dr. Simon Munzu. Thank you.